2026, and I am thrilled that you're here with me tonight for the Propel expansion. And it's been quite a day. It's been a fabulous Propel expansion, and I look forward to sharing with you. Topic tonight of the Propel expansion is persistence. Persistence is the antidote to failure. The antidote means it's stopping, it's changing, it's moving it on. It's a remedy. It's all of those types of things. And persistence is never giving up and never giving in. I love the quote that, and I'm going to read it so I say it correctly. Failure is temporary, but giving in makes it permanent. That is absolutely how I've lived my life. I am not saying that I've never had any failures because I've had many, but we learn from those. It is a mindset and it's how you look at it. So today, and I do want to say this before I go on to today. There is a gentleman, his name is Dutch Sheets, and he has a program called Give Him 15. And I have been listening to Dutch Sheets for many, many years. And Dutch is a very special guy on so many levels. He's around my age, and he is a true, not only, I would call him a disciple. I would truly say that he's a true disciple of Christ, that he has dedicated his life since the 80s, maybe even earlier, to um, just administering the word. And he and Chuck Pierce, Prophet Chuck Pierce, and I don't remember what year this was, but they went to all 50 states and prayed for the country. And there are others that have done this, absolutely. I have a dear friend that I met this year when he was in Texas, Dr. Pastor Shri, and I don't want to say his name incorrectly, but Vanderroot or something of that nature. But he has a church in Florida. He and his wife Christine. But he also has been going around. But Dutch Sheets and Chuck Pierce went throughout the United States, and this is, I think, in the 2000s, and prayed over every state and with every state. And but he is a true man of God and true persistence. Well, this um, after my friends left, who I'm going to tell you about, uh, left, I listened. I try to listen to Dutch Sheets every day, and it was about persistence. And if there was one word that my friends Manuel and Claudia Elizondo and I spoke about today, was persistence, and persistence in our lives, and persistence of what we've done, and in our careers, and persistence of the vision and mission that we started many, many years ago and have continued on, and now we're working on a new project, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I do want to say hello to our friends that are coming on. And again, let me say hello. Welcome to the Propel expansion and side cache. No, does that say cache sheet? So sometimes hard. And Callie, hello, hello, and welcome to the Propel expansion. And if this is your first time, please do subscribe. So glad you're here. And I would love to have you share where you're from. I'm going to start asking people to do that because I really want to know where you're from. I'm in Central Texas near Austin, and it is almost midnight, which means it's almost Saturday. But I come on most evenings about this time and share because I feel like tomorrow, Saturday, the 30th, east of us, and going to Europe, and then further um, east, and then when going west in the States, it's still today, but earlier, and then going further west, it's way early. Like I was in Hawaii a couple weeks ago, and it was 6 hours earlier, so it's earlier in the day. So with that said, I come on pretty much every day, and I'm here to share encouragement, inspiration, but also tools to for you to gain clarity on your vision, on your mission, and therefore to give you the opportunity to identify those, and with that to understand that clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and compassion are all important. And compassion is compassion for yourself. And, with the aspect of perseverance, the prophet Jeremiah, he was in the province of Judah in the Old Testament. And it was a very wicked time and a very wicked place. And he was trying to warn and prophesy and just really guide, I guess you'd say. And he was met with tremendous um, not only opposition, but he was thrown in jail. He's thrown in a cistern. Um, this Cushite guy took him out. He was persecuted for this, but but he was persistent. And look at God honoring him. He's one of the main writers in the and spoken about in the Old Testament. And he's, Jeremiah 29, 11 is quoted so often, meaning that God has a plan for you and knows that plan. I mean, Jeremiah had tremendous persistence, and we should all seek to have that same persistence that he had. And then, as I said, it's not in the actual moment; it's in the whole journey. And so today, my friends came, and Manuel Elizondo has been the chemist, and his company has been manufacturing my Novita clinical products forever. And since the inception, since 92, uh, for the first brand glycolique, and then 2000, not 2000, 1997, when after selling glycolique and starting again and launching the new brand Novita, and essentially we were um, creating products new and improved from glycolique, and they were pretty awesome. These products have been so ahead of their time, but often it's difficult if you're ahead of your time because the world has to catch up with you. But I mean, they're chock full of uh, hyaluronic acid, very known ingredient, holds 1,000 times its weight in water. Really, the most hydrating ingredient on the planet. Very large molecule. They're products are a simple system concepts are very current. They are for all skin types, very current. They have chemical exfoliating ingredients such as glycolic acid and vitamin A, which is retinol. They have peptides in them. People know peptides today. Peptides are amino acids. They're the building block DNA structure of your body. So, the bottom line is that they were ahead of their time. I built this line and through salon spas, medical spas, the consumer as well. And about December, I guess, maybe January of this year, I knew in my spirit that it was time for me to um, communicate with Manuel and to go into the next phase. And so you'll hear about this, for sure. But it's that persistence, meaning I knew that it was time to release and be ready. And so he has been, we talked about it for a couple months, and then we signed a contract about maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. And so he's been pondering this next phase, and he came to today to present it to me. And so, what's really exciting about this, guys, is what talking about persistence, meaning it's not giving up, it's not giving in, it's continuing on. If you're clear, If you see it and believe it and know that this is what you're going to do and should do and will do, continue on. There's another quote that I just love. There's two here, and these are from Dutch. These are from Dutch's segment on persistence today. He says, first of all, Charles Spurgeon, who is a theologian, said, through persistence, that I love this, the snail reached the ark. Pretty cool. Through persistence, the snail, moving at a snail's pace, the snail reached the ark. He's talking about Noah. The snail reached, so that's that persistence. He didn't give up, he continued on, and we have snails in the world. And the other is, the oak tree is but a nut that stood its ground. Love it. So true. That is just a nut, but it stood its ground and grew to this mighty tree. So we guys, we don't really understand how important and how imperative it is to have persistence. But you have to have clarity. Once you see it, you know it, and then you will not stop. And as I say, that clarity, that understanding that that is your why, what you're going to do, and the beginning of how you're going to do it, that will always change. It will evolve. It truly will evolve. That is what life is. Life is not this straight line. It's up, down, in, out, but you learn from each step along the way. So I just want to have you today to take stock in what you are doing and the why you're doing it. I want you to think about that, and let's visit again tomorrow with that, because again, it's that, and then we can continue on, because with persistence, um, persistence is in that same genre of commitment, but persistence is um, a little different because it really has more alignment, as I said initially, that it's the antidote to failure. So meaning that no matter what, if I earmarked all my quote unquote failures, let's call them that, I don't. I call them just moments in time that I'm evolving. But if you look at that, the persistence is the antidote, because most people would stop. They would say, I guess maybe I read this wrong. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. This is not what I should do. And they stop. But if you're clear on what it is and listen to that still voice in your spirit through prayer and have that guidance, you continue on. So it's really important to understand that persistence is that antidote, that it will continue on through challenges, and that you will not give in, you will not give up. Never, never, never. It's one of the things that Winston Churchill said during the Second World War, and he said it often, that never give up, never give in, never, never, never. And so it's really those, even during seasons of evolution, to understand that, and it may take a bit, because God is lining up, it's like a chessboard, lining up that next step. And so in that quietness, it's really a very, very delicious time, because if you embrace it, you just, in that waiting period, you are learning to know that God is working through it and setting up the next stage, because maybe it's not time. Maybe the players are not there yet. You have to also wait on the Lord. That's a whole other segment, which we'll do. But that persistence, but it does play in it, because you can be in a kind of a sticky time and say, those, as I said, oh, I guess I missed it. Maybe it's not the thing I should do, all of those things. But if you know as you know, and then you're quiet in prayer, wait on Him, and be persistent in that waiting season, Persistence comes in different times, in different seasons, different ways. Just know that if this is what you're to do, like I know that my passion is creative. I have to be creating and doing and putting it forth and meaning creating it and then taking it, let's call it to market, to out to the world. But my purpose is you. My purpose is helping you identify your dreams, goals, and desires and help you attain them. That's my purpose. I've been working in the regenerative stem cell arena for almost 9 years, doing regenerative stem cell injections in my clinic. We also represent this extraordinary technology of LifeWave, and you can find information about all of this, my Propel program, my Propel community, which you should join. It's no charge. You get receive every day a message of inspiration and encouragement from me, bi-monthly newsletters, archives of all my podcasts, the Unique Leaders Live, which I did for 3 years, interviewing influencers of all business and arts and entertainment and authors and speakers, and you'll glean so much from those interviews. Then I transitioned it into, as I was building the brand of the Propel brand, and so it's called Propel Deep Dive. These go on to the podcast that are on Spotify and Apple. I'm talking about all these YouTube lives, but you can also find them here, of course, which is great. I, uh, and invite you to subscribe, as I said earlier, and ring that bell, and you'll get notification of when I, do the next live, which again, I do it often and often every night, to continue to give you that continuity and support. So go to propel.megandimartino.com/info. That's my link tree. That's where my book is, Hope and Possibilities Just Over the Horizon. Also an audiobook version. Ebook is there. You can go to Kindle and you can go to Amazon and pay money, but I have put it there for you at no charge. Also, as I said, the Propel program is there. You can read about it in general. The Propel community is there to sign up for it. Just click on it. Information about LifeWave and my website, novitaspa.com. The shopping cart for the Novita clinical products is there in that website. My TED talk that I did last year on innovation, transforming the human experience through creative disruption. Pretty lofty title, but it's about innovation. So I invite you to go to propel.megandimartino.com/info, and all of that is available to you. So remember, persistence. Persistence is the antidote to failure. And again, I'm going to put my glasses on so I read this properly. Failure is temporary, but giving in is permanent. Yes. So do know that if you have that in your heart, if you can see it, believe it, take action, take that first step, the second and third step will be revealed to you. I promise. See you tomorrow and be blessed.